We're gonna play the countdown video. Hello.
Hi!
Yung hindi marunong.
Iba kapag wala si Nico. Nico, I miss
yeah.
you.
Oh my God, I'm looking at myself on the monitor and I'm actually a little bit red, but that's okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Happy Friday. And again, we are Blue Hub Squad and thank you for joining us to talk about all things BL and basically everything under the sun. And my name is Mikey. Here is Mackie. Down there is Lance. And if you're joining us for the first time, thank you for being here. And if you're joining us again, salamat. I actually see some folks already in the chat.
Yes. Hi,
Darwin. Hello.
Hey, Darwin.
Kumusta? Napanood nyo naman, no? So, usap-usap tayo ng konti. And to VR as well. Hello. Hi, VR. And to Jakey. Hi, Jakey.
Hello.
Good evening. Ayan. So, joining us also, all the way from the beautiful city of, I don't remember. And
Hi, Anne!
yes. Finally, nakapag-join ka uli, Ange, no?
Oo nga, welcome back.
At bakit so fresh? Why are you so fresh, ha?
Oh, yes.
Gising.
Medyo unfair. Ay, buti ka pa.
Buti pa siya.
Ay, pero nap lang yung sabi mo, nag-nap ka lang, di ba? So, galing ka sa shift, no?
Yeah, power.
Ayan. So, buti naka-join ka. And I see someone else here who we haven't seen in a while. Z, hi!
Hey, Z.
Hello!
So far, having a great evening, yeah. Syempre, because it's back.
It's
Diba?
FriGAY.
Correct.
It's Friday. And it
And it's,
started with Gwen, with the first Filipino Netflix-created series called Trece. Ang galing.
I haven't watched it pa.
I haven't watched it either.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
We're gonna watch it and then we're gonna talk about it, diba, Maki?
Yes.
We're gonna find some time. You know, if we're not too busy next week, we'll go ahead and do that, diba? So very busy Friday. Watch Chessa GSPN sa Kunyo. Oh, Jakey, wow, you have been busy. And
Hi, Z.
And also, Titos Out of the World is here. Ano ba yan? Hindi ko na mapipindot. Ang hirap. Hello, everyone. Just saying hi. We haven't... Oh, yeah. So, we are going to talk about it. So, thanks for dropping by. I know you guys are going to react to it tomorrow because you're going to converge on a particular schedule. Because the Titos are like from all over the world. So, may common schedule talaga sila to watch it. Yes. So Z, nagustuhan mo ba yung mga kaganapan this evening?
Oh, and we like the Easter eggs of both series.
Okay, pag-usapan natin yan mamaya.
Oo.
And hi, P! Yes, of course. He is always here.
Pinamiss ko yun.
Si Mahal.
And there you go. All right. Sige. So, if you can see from our poster at the back, subukan ko nga kung mapapalitan ko yan.
Hindi nila makikita.
Hindi nila makikita. Hindi. So, walang kwenta.
Ang ganda pa naman ng poster.
Wait, sige. Labas muna. Ayan, so nakita
Sorry, naglalaro si Mikey ngayon.
Sorry na sa'yo maglaro kaya, di ba?
Pag-pasensya niya na. Wala kaming
Correct
tech
what was
person
said.
ngayon, kaya
I
kami.
know. Hi, Sir Kay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we're gonna see you on Sunday. Yes, for the finale. It's a double finale for you guys.
I
And
know.
may mga double tayo. Like this Friday is a double din. So, yun nga. Siguro we'll go right into it. No? Parang we don't want to spend too much time kasi medyo late rin tayo nag-start. At si
Yes, yes.
Ange, although kahit fresh si Ange, di ba? Kailangan rin matulog pa. So, there are two things that happened today. No? So, first is the GSP special episode 1. So, it's sort of like a documentary or a behind the scenes, right, on the series. And then, of course, the premiere episode of the new episode. So, who wants to go and take it away? Siguro GSP muna, no?
Yeah, but the
Natin yung
GSP first. Yun na una eh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Laban, go.
laban. I mean, nakakatuwa kasi you're seeing all the behind the scenes of GSP. And this first episode, I think, or first part of the series, of the special, we saw how they went into audition processes. And it was their first time nga daw to go into Zoom type or virtual audition processes. Kasi they're used to doing it face to face. And I think they only did a chemistry test when they got their final and that's when they did yung pasalit-salit ng pares. And even in the finals pa lang, you could see the chemistry of Paolo Pangilinan and
Yeah.
Ian Pangilinan. So, kitang-kita mo na. And nakakatawa kasi if you watch the screen test, they flipped roles. Pao was playing Vlad, Ian was playing Carl. So ang kulit lang.
Right.
And it fit them well din pareho. And ang Easter egg na nakita ko doon was, I didn't know pala Meg's Almendras applied also.
Yeah, actually, yun din yung i-mention ko.
Ang cute nung applied. Audition kasi.
Sorry ka lang.
Interview.
Work mode.
It was an interview, pero yeah.
An interview.
It's cute. Hello.
Pero
So
what
yun.
part did he, ano ba? Nakalimutan ko na. Vlad
And
ba?
it-
Parang Carl, no?
his-
Carl ata yung...
No, his lines were Vlad's. When he was reading through the lines, kay Vlad yung ganyan.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos hindi ko sure kung si Vance yung isa pa eh. I'm not sure kung sino yung long hair na isa.
Yeah,
I
it's
know. I was also thinking.
Lorena?
Oo.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought it looked like him. So siya nga pala talaga. Yun nga lang, medyo long hair. So maybe that sort of like made me think twice. Pero yeah, it was definitely him.
Oo, and I only found out it was him. I figured out when he was saying yung lines ni Carl, ni Vlad. Parang, wait, that sounds similar to how Vance usually speaks. Kasi nakonect ko na siya nga siya. And also, Kurt applied too. So, ang
Yes,
galing ng
from
tawid-tawid
your
na mga, oo, yung matawid-tawid na people.
Yes, very true. And it was really nice to see that kind of behind the scenes, diba? Kasi it sort of like gives you a different appreciation for the show. Ay, ikaw, Maki, ano masasabi?
Well, apart from what Lance said, no, it's nice also to aside from like fully grasping how they did the auditions, how they did the callbacks, the screen test and everything. It's nice that they still injected and they still parang made it to a point na they will mention the purpose of why they're doing GSP. It's by the
Yeah.
community and for the community, and they take so much pride of casting, an openly homosexual character. So
Right.
you know how rooted GSP is in terms of its advocacy, in terms of its messaging, and in terms of its in terms of how they want to portray the story. So it will tell not only the story of the whole series, but the stories of the people behind, the stories of the the genuine and legitimate people that are represented by Carl and Vlad. So it's really nice that it's not only a making video of the series, but also of the personality or the personalization of the series as someone na responsible and respectful for the community, by the community, which is very important.
Very
Actually,
true.
yung nakakatuwa, parang they considered like, just siguro yung talent in terms of acting, but also the background of the people who will be portraying these characters.
Right.
And talagang in-ensure nila na dapat yung pipiliin natin parang advocates ng LGBTQIA.
Correct. Kaya nga
Yes.
ano, 'di ba? Sinabi ni I think it was JP or no, it was Clark Canaris who said na parang they took a look at yung Twitter profile ni Paulo and then they
Yeah.
saw na parang he's a very quirky character as well. So parang it made him more lovable to the audience and that's why that was also one of the reasons why they felt na parang okay, so he would be a good character as well. Kasi ano, parang umpisa pa lang parang na-endear na siya sa mga tao, 'di ba? And I also like there what Ian said about piggybacking off of what Mackie said, na parang it's very important for them to see this as a responsibility, diba? Kasi yun nga,
Right.
parang they're representing a whole community, and they're telling a story which a lot of people are still sort of what do you call this, not too comfortable with. Pero yun nga, sabi ni Ian, which I really appreciate, was that, well, whether it's girl-girl, straight, or man-to-man, kiss nga lang, di ba? Parang there's something
Yeah.
pure about it, diba? Because a kiss is a kiss and love is love. So,
Right.
natuwa ko doon. Sobrang natuwa ko doon.
Yeah.
And they're so natural, no? Parang, I mean,
Ah,
parang it
Yes.
doesn't seem na parang scripted sila magsalita. Parang it just
Yeah.
natural. Oh, I love
correct,
them
di
so
ba?
Kaya nga eh. And I think they took consideration of that na you can't really teach chemistry. It naturally
Yes.
happens. And they said
Very
that too.
true.
And the chemistry also flowed off camera and off screen. And I think that was one important thing that they wanted to see too. They took note then. Would they have chemistry outside? Parang would they sell, kumbaga, would they sell the series even outside the
Yep.
series itself? And those
Correct.
two work.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? And
Kaya,
that's very important, especially if you're telling a rom-com. If you're telling a love story, diba? Parang the
yes.
chemistry has to be real. Kasi yun nga eh, parang if it's put on, people will know. And we have seen shows
Mm-hmm.
na yung
Mm-hmm.
chemistry is not there. So that's why we don't feel the story as well. Diba? I mean,
Yep.
nothing technically wrong about it. Pero parang you just feel na parang hindi nagko-connect yung
Yeah.
characters. So that's why even though, let's say, okay naman yung story or maganda yung production, pero because the story is the main thing or the central thing about it, if there
Yeah.
is no chemistry between the two or there's no connection between the characters, it is disconnected with the audience. Would you
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah, and especially off-screen chemistry is more important. I think as how I see it, no, it's more important in establishing whether the clamor of the public will be uproared and so big, so they would ask for season 2, 3, 4, or 5. Kasi
Uh,
kasi ano eh, I think the lasting impact of the series after the finale is more important in
Yeah.
determining whether you really reeled the public into
Yeah.
your story para sila mismo yung mag-show ng support, and eventually their support would transition into more installments of the story of the series and whatnot. So yun, so parang
Yeah.
so
yeah.
it's important din na ano eh na you see the kasi outside outside the episodes of GSP, they also have Kumu lives, they have I think they have IG
Banlaw
lives, even mga
sessions.
banlaw session.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
you would see na you would see na the responsibility of the production, not only Pao and Ian, no, but the whole production, the
Right.
responsibility, they take it outside of the box of GSP. They want to, they want to touch more people, so they open this many platforms and channels para pag-usapan yung series. Kasi it comes naturally, na parang if you see the production enjoying what they did and what they are doing, it comes naturally na nag-gravitate towards the series or the whole universe of
Correct.
GSP, yung mga tao. And eventually I think it worked really well for them, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Super
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like until now, no, we've seen many
Super pa rin.
yeah, yung ano pa rin yung pull talaga ng GSP because of
Very
the
true.
story itself as an independent, as an independent factor of whether you would like the content or not. The story itself is so it's beautiful. So
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Pero, I have a question.
Ah,
Did you expect the special episode to be like the Thai kind of special episode? Like the kwento? Like, magkakwento ba sila what comes after, or would it bridge this to a season 2 or whatnot?
Hindi naman. I just really thought that it would be like a docu series kind of thing.
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah,
behind the
same.
scenes, kasi I think that's the most logical thing to do. Until we see a season 2, it's important for them and maybe for the audience as well to have this ayuda, di ba? And ayuda would be in the form of outtakes, maybe, and exactly what we saw. So like interview with the cast and also the audition tapes and probably all the different things that happened while they were in production. Speaking of which, I noticed that when they were doing the test
screen
shoots, I
test.
guess, yeah, the screen test, the dialogue was not exactly the same as what we saw in the final
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Kasi,
changed.
di ba, may mga ano pa doon yung mga magnanakaw ay parang kapatid or pinsan na rin ng yung mga, tawag doon, mga trespasser, yung mga ganun bagay.
Yeah.
Oo.
So I think there were a lot of things that changed eventually, and maybe some of those things was because of yung chemistry of the two. Diba? Sinabi ni Ian na kay Pao, or about Pao, na yung mga ad-lib mo na napaka-funny, di ba? So maybe things changed, but it was more of an organic type of thing. Kasi yun nga, sobrang ganda nga ng connection nila that they were able to improvise and probably made that's what made the final cut. And
Actually, I was thinking sa screen test, baka
yeah,
adlibs lang talaga nila yun eh. Baka kaya siya
Para,
iba.
parang may,
pwede
may,
rin.
may parang you have the same the certain line but you can add them in between. Parang ganun ata yung ginawa nila with screen test.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Kasi remember, they're going through around 6 people, I think, 6 pairs. So you have to go round robin with all of them.
Yeah.
The one with silver hair is cute though.
Si Andre.
Andre. Yeah.
Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him perform. He's so good. Yeah, I remember.
Is he a
do you
singer?
remember- Yeah, he sings. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember the one that I told you yung pinanood ko sa isang West Ave sa QC, yung laro with Direct Vince and yeah.
So he was
He was
there.
there.
Yeah, with
Okay.
Floy Quintos Laro. Yeah,
So
he's
he's
one of their
theater too.
characters. Yeah, he's a theater kid talaga.
Interesting. And there was another guy. Kasi there were two of them that were named. I think it was Andre Miguel, and then AJ Season, diba?
AJ Season. Yeah.
And then the two leads who finally made it to the show. Yun. So I guess we're gonna see more of those kinds of scenes or those kinds of videos. No? Pero again, one of the things that I liked about this as well was pinakita yung parang journey nila before they
Yeah.
became before they made it to the
Yeah.
screen. Diba? So
They had their workshops in Gege's house. Sobrang
I know.
Yeah.
grabe. Parang mas nakakalig yung na nandun yung setup nila. Kasi
Yeah.
tapos ang unan ko. Oh my gosh.
Pero it made sense, no? Because in the story, they're gonna be living together and they're strangers.
Yeah.
So they had a first-hand experience of that when they were put together in that house or when they stayed together in that house. Pero what I didn't know was when they did the initial auditions, it was what do you call this? It was on screen. It was virtual. Because I really thought na. Pero it makes sense kasi pandemic na nga naman talagang that time na, di ba? So, but I didn't know that. And then they did the physical screen tests. And then nakakatuwa yung in-announce kay Paolo. Tapos medyo naluha siya. Tapos best actor.
Best
Yeah.
actor.
Yung parang he's hoping for the worst. Na parang it's okay. Sabihin mo na. But
Or expecting the worst, no?
yeah.
Tapos he got the good news. And then parang somebody said in the background na parang he's checking if it's real. Ayan. And then for Ian, was a bit he was a bit cool about it. Like, yeah, etc. But what I found kind of strange then was Ian had this sort of like when they did the screen testing or when they were doing it on the couch, not doing it on the couch, but they were acting with the couch.
Ay nako. I just reminded me
Yung
of
hair, Yung hair
Oo.
niya, parang anime. I didn't see that
Yeah,
before.
may
Yung,
ano,
yung long hair niya, yung parang may
tawag dito,
dito,
long back
Oo.
or something. Mullet.
mullet.
Something like that, yeah.
Pero it makes me wonder, no? What are they doing on the couch? Di ba they're casting?
Yeah, oo.
Yes. Oo. Aki,
So it's a
ang
casting
sabi nga
couch.
ni Pao, they were edging daw.
Yeah.
And
Oo,
that's
they're
a funny thing
practicing
too.
edges.
Oh my God, so many things to say about that. Pero I
I
guess
know.
what was also good about this episode or this special was that I got to learn some, I guess, artist or actor terms. Like yun, yung
Mm.
edges, tapos yung bookmarking, those
Bookmarking,
types of
yeah.
things. I'm
Bookmarking.
like, that is so interesting. So it's good to know. Wait, Alit Marl says, I feel like there's a reason for releasing this special episode. Maybe to usher a
Please.
Yeah.
season 2. But there's no balita
Mm.
na there's no balita. Wow, konyo. Pero walang balita na nag-shooting na sila, di ba? Parang, I didn't hear
Oh,
anything.
unless they're keeping it hush, kasi remember
Parang
sa
busy
episode
ba si
1,
Pao sa med school?
they said,
Yeah.
busy na si Pao sa med school, and they're saying there was a stress on intimacy and longing, and why do I feel like they're applying it on us? They
Yeah.
carried a very intimate moment, and now they're building the longingness until they reach to 2020, kasi or 2021, kasi di ba, ang time period ng series was 2018. So they
Yeah.
have to age a bit to reach to 2021, the current
Yeah.
time.
Parang
Right.
ano, Gege posted a story way before that at least inciting that he's writing GSP season 2. I think
Yeah.
I've shared it with you guys before. And then Pao earlier tweeted na he wants to watch 13 na pero wala pa siyang time but he's thankful he has work. Tapos parang, are they doing yun?
Maybe,
Oh my
maybe.
gosh, please.
O clown ulit tayo.
Oo nga.
Pero kung sakali, I'm sure they're gonna announce if
Yes.
it will premiere.
On the
Siguro,
third episode of the special.
maybe. Or
Hey,
maybe
let's see.
maybe a fourth installment, which is sort of like a banlaw for the specials.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Baka.
Di ba? Pwede yun. Kasi mahilig sila sa ganun yung mga banlaw sessions nila. Right? Hi! Hi,
Hello.
May!
Hi,
Hi,
May.
What do you think about GSP? Tell us. Ayan. Ano
Tsaka
pa?
I pointed it out something. No? Kanina kasi, actually, I was just supposed to wear a shirt. Tapos giniginawa ko ng medyo slide.
Ah.
So, nag-jacket ako. Tapos sinabi sa akin ng partner ko na ang curl down ng jacket ko. Tapos ngayon ko lang na-realize na,
Actually,
oo.
Yes.
And at the same time,
He was wearing it.
who would,
yes.
parang it's something about UP. No? Parang lahat ng kilala kong UP student may at least maroon na jacket.
Maroon jacket. Actually, when nung nakita kita kanina, sabi ko, is he wearing a Feed Me shirt? Kasi, di ba, naka-Feed Me shirt.
Oh, no. It's oh boy.
Oh boy, yes. Ayan. So, in terms of the second and the third installment, siguro we're gonna see more about when they are already shooting the series.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Most likely,
Yeah.
yes.
Behind.
Or how were
bloopers.
the other characters
The other
were
castmates.
casted? Yeah.
Oh
Oo.
yeah, Adrian and everyone.
Yeah, right.
How was your lookalike casted, especially?
Correct. How were you casted?
May
On the couch.
Oo.
sa couch din. Edging.
On the couch. They're edging on the casting couch. Nakakabaliw. So, I think one of the things that I also like about this couple, basically, is yun nga, parang, and Ian said it, no? He said that when he was doing lines with the other how do you call them? Auditioners? The auditioneers?
Auditionees?
The ones who audition with the others who audition. Parang he was throwing lines. Pero when he was doing the scenes with Carl, it felt like they were just having a conversation. And then at one point, he also said na parang it's not like they were playing characters, but they were just doing versions of themselves na parang,
Right.
di ba, parang sila na talaga yun. Because they were not playing anymore or playing a role. Sabi ni
Oh.
May,
Hindi ko pa po sila napapanood, but yung trailer po ng Stuck on You, napanood ko po. I will watch po in my free time. Ang very polite naman po ni May.
Oo, siyempre.
I feel so old. Oh
Opo,
my God.
opo.
Sorry, I
Alright.
can't say po. Maaga po po ako tomorrow.
Rest well,
Hindi ko napanood
May.
yung trailer.
Good
Dumiretso
night. Have a good rest.
Good night,
Thank you for
May.
dropping by. Thank you for
Thank
dropping by.
you.
Thank you for always supporting me.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Ayun. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
So we transfer to the
Actually,
next one.
sana mag-ano sila, mag-release ng, like, if there were scenes na na-cut.
Oh,
Right.
It could be. They could show that too.
yeah.
Diba? Yung mga outtakes.
Those who didn't make it to the final edit, yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious nga kung may behind the scenes sila for the ride home scene. Yung sumasayaw si Carl. I wanna see kung meron sila mga fun moments of that.
I'm sure there are gonna be. Pero, maybe, ano, diba? Parang, kasi I'm thinking na yung special, we've only seen Carl and Vlad, diba?
Mm-hmm.
So, in the second installment, yun nga, sabi niyo, baka other characters, diba? And then, baka yung third would be maybe more of the same.
Closing, the finale, it's like,
Diba? So maybe
parang,
yung
what's your lasting impression? What's your extra? Yung mga ganun.
Probably. But I'm thinking
Or
na there could be another series wherein eto naman puro behind the scenes. Tapos maybe reaction videos to behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Or maybe how did we pick the songs? Diba? Or
Right.
maybe interviews with the band. Or like, so how did it feel, Ben and Ben, that you were part of GSP? Diba? Parang, yung mga ganon. Actually, ang dami-daming pwedeng gawin.
Yeah. I also want to hear from Ben and Ben. I think it's because they also support the cause and the advocacy of GSP. But I also want to hear from them yung pagpayag nila to use their songs for free.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah.
Way home.
Tapos same din with UDD or Up Dharma Down. Parang FriGAY talaga sila because they did 13 and they did GSP. So,
diba?
ang galing.
Yeah.
Ay, na-miss ko naman sila tuloy. Ang
Me
UDD.
You can even, if you were gonna go in depth about it, we can even go so far as how do we find a location, diba? How we set up the apartment, yung mga ganung bagay. And I'm sure that, a lot of GSP fans would appreciate that, especially yung mga, diba? Yung mga super diehard and stuff. And I don't know, but I think at one point there were posts of the actual condo, not the unit itself, but the condo where the room was.
Yeah, sa the hotels in Pasay.
Ayun na nga.
Ayun na.
So alam na natin yun.
Yeah, and Ange had the privilege of being there pala before.
Yes.
Me too. I've been there before, but I didn't take that.
You have.
I stayed in a smaller room to Seda. Kasi I think that's expensive. It was because we were just two people and it was too big for us.
When you say we're just two people, the other person was...
The other was a colleague kasi we were going to a year-end party. And parang, kasi we were going straight from work, tapos the next day was gonna be the year-end party. And we had an early call time. So
that makes sense.
Photographer as always.
Sabi ni P, check in.
Sige ba?
Saan ba?
Ayun na. Seda, mag-GSP kami doon.
Okay. GSP lang. Oh, Shem! What do you think about GSP?
Hi, Shem.
What can you say about it?
Shem.
Diba? Alright. Pero super, super nostalgic, I would say.
Yeah.
Yung, kasi parang hindi ko na-feel na naiwan ko sila. Parang,
Same.
Parang we just picked up where we left off. Alam mo yun? Parang there's no time gap kind of feeling or whatever.
Tsaka it's the impact of GSP is because ako as an experiential watcher, I tend to sometimes forget the names, the cast, the characters ng ibang mga productions. Pero with GSP kasi, even months after, you would remember their names, you would remember the scenes, you would remember
Yeah.
the
So
songs, the
true.
titles of the scenes. Oh my God.
Yes. Ang
Tsaka ano
galing ng
eh,
recall nila, ng build for
yeah.
recall.
Tsaka sobrang effective nila in terms of how they resonated to the members of the community and even outside the community. Na,
Yeah.
parang ano eh, yung the story and the series spoke for itself, and until now
Yeah.
it still speaks for itself as one of the pioneers, and I personally ako pinaka
Yeah.
nagustuhan kong Pinoy BL to date. So ayun.
Actually, it is
Yeah.
one of my, ano, di ba? My top three.
Yes. When
Yes.
We
we
talked
ano,
about
when we
Mine
it
too,
last
mine
time.
too.
yeah.
Ayun. And like you said, no, parang it's ano eh, it's one of those things na I guess it was so tied together really really well. Na parang there are parang wala kang maitatapon sa mga scenes or sa mga nangyayari. Walang tatapon, di ba? Kasi parang everything is tied
Oo.
together and everything has a purpose and everything has what do you call that? Has a contribution to the progression of the story.
Yep.
Yun. And I'm really excited on what how happens second season. And I hope that they give us some tea or give us an update soon, diba? Because we're also excited. Because the OGs are coming back, diba? So Game
Yes.
Boys,
Game Boy.
Game Boys is coming out with their movie, and then after that,
Yes.
and then Quarantines. Although I think I'm not sure if Quarantines is wave one or wave 1.5, but
One siya.
it's
Kasabay
also
niya
there.
sila. Reg and
Yeah,
Di was
diba?
also with them together. So, parang, I'm
Yun.
happy that they're also together. With, yung trio
Yes.
na yun are together
Diba?
now in June.
Nagbabalik talaga yung OGs.
Mm.
So yun. So if we have a GSP, then we can
Oh,
have sort
season
of like a
2.
trifecta kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kaya mukhang trifecta nga ata, no? This June is the trifecta of the 3.
Yes, absolutely. And siguro I want to piggyback off of what Maki said as well. Diba? Parang, GSP is one of those shows wherein, number one, I was going to mention this earlier, I forgot. Number one, representation is very, very important, which is why Gege consulted Rod Singh. And I
Oh,
didn't know that there
yes.
was such a thing that happened. Pero yun nga, he consulted Rod Singh about the characters, or at least the actors. And then Rod Singh, of course, provided the suggestion that at least one of them should be uh, uh, I
Part of the
should
community.
identify right as a part of the community. So it was good that that was taken into consideration, and that was actually done by Gege.
Mm.
Kasi yun nga eh, iba pa rin talaga na there is someone within the community who plays a titular character. Especially in such a vehicle as GSP, di ba? Very, very important talaga yan. Kasi it makes you appreciate the show more. Kasi number one, parang you know that this person could have really gone through that very thing that they are portraying. And secondly, you know that he will be represented well.
Yeah. And it makes it more believable on how the character is portrayed. Because even, parang ano, it's different kasi it's as a homosexual man. It hits different if you see someone like yourself on screen portraying your own story and most probably be his own story as well. So ano, ang ano eh, parang it shows how important nga representation is, but not only representation, but carefully guided and responsibly crafted and curated na portrayal para kasi I feel ko alam kasi talaga nila, especially Globe Studios. Alam nila that they
Yeah,
would have this much following. So
yeah,
alam mo yun, they took it as a challenge, and I think they really did it exceptionally well on how they pushed forward the proper representation that we all want. I mean, not to mention names, pero thanks to other productions who would take on the courage of spending their resources and coming up with a story that's should have highlight the part of the love story of the LGBTQIA plus community. Pero it's different
yeah.
kasi when GS when and how GSP did it. wala lang. Parang,
Oo.
ang ganda, wala lang.
Mas
Yeah,
genuine.
and they handled it with care. Then some, but she handled it with care, especially if you remember the incident where Ate Judith was attacked for being a Pojoshi. So
Yeah.
they twisted it and turned it to just ally things. So and it became the place of where you will learn how to become an ally. Para
Yes.
ka nag-soji one-on-one with Ate Judith or with the actress, si Adrian Vergat. So, ang galing on how they did it. And at the same time, we all know how it impacts if a person who acts a certain role wouldn't know what to say off camera. Like you're being in an
Yeah.
interview and they say
Yeah.
something wrong. So it carries
Yeah.
also towards the show. And it also reflects then in the show. So we were very careful with that, and I love how they handled it.
I'm actually very happy with the casting for GSP, you know. Kasi parang these are individuals who are not just really good as actors and they have exceptional chemistry, but also because they really understand that they are accountable, diba, to the
Yep.
community and not just to the story, but to the community that they are representing. So I was just really happy to hear Ian say what he said in the special. And
Yes.
siguro I also want to sort of like highlight kasi there was a part in the beginning of the special episode. 'Di ba? Yung usually kasi may mga sayings sila, 'di ba, sa huli,
Mm.
'di ba? Pero meron
Oo.
sa beginning, it says, "May lugar ka rito. Babawiin natin ang ating kwento. Maligayang simula." And I think this is a throwback to, 'di ba? What Kege said before about GSP, that this is basically taking back our story, meaning that
Oo.
we are now using our own voices to tell our own stories. Tapos at the end of the special, there was something else, and I'm trying to access it right now. But I guess if I remember correctly, it said something like, "Let's give a home to those who don't have a home." I
Yeah.
mean, so again, it's
Mm.
a call to the community that no matter how you might be feeling, or no matter how estranged or how, let's say, outcasts you might think of yourself, there is a community that is willing to accept you, or that actually accepts you and is willing to
Yep.
give you a home. So all you have to do is actually just reach out, diba? And it's very, very important that you do that, especially if you feel na
Yes.
parang everyone is discriminating against you, or everyone is basically against you, di ba? Na nandito kami. Kailangan mo lang na ipaalam sa amin. Ganun.
Yes.
I'm still looking for that quote.
Dami kasi every episode they had a quote. And it's really the
Yeah.
series too.
Tsaka it's also nice na to see how queer stories are written and directed by by queer people. Kasi you really see the difference. You really see the difference of how the the nuances are and
Yeah.
the level of acting yung
Oo.
ginamit. Kasi I no shade to other like other people who who don't identify as part of the LGBTQIA plus community who are producing or writing ng queer stories, no. Pero
Mm.
personally, it's it hits different. Parang you see na as a member of the community who would watch the production, who would watch the content, parang
Mhm.
Mhm.
you see yourself na your story is told. It's told
Mhm.
by someone like you. It's written by someone like you, and it's directed by someone like you. Na parang it's it's parang mas nagiging mas nabubuhat niya yung kwento outside the realms of the pages of the book, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Pero
agree.
the stress I would have here is it's written by people who want to be responsible of telling queer stories and who
Yep.
wants to educate people. Because we also have on the flip side, no shade. There are some people who associate themselves part of the community but are still
Yeah.
stuck in the same age bubble. Yung ganong what was before, using the same tropes, using the same things. So at least
Puro
this you want to
katawan, ganon.
either katawan or comedy. So pick one kid. So yun. At least here we are seeing our stories talaga na it's not the tropes, it's not the highlighted emotions na comedy or katawan. It's just who we are as people.
Yeah. Although there's nothing wrong with comedy and katawan, it's just that there are so many other flip sides of the coins of what it is to be a member of the community, aside from
Yeah.
the katawan and the comedy. And that's, I think, that's how we all applaud GSP for coming up with the other facets of how it is to be a member of the community.
Right, absolutely.
Yes.
I found the quote. So it says,
Hey.
um,
Yan. Ang haba ng ano
magbaba...
namin, ah. Ang haba
ng commercial.
para mahanap mo talaga.
Uy, salamat guys ha. Sinalo niya ako. It says, magbabahagi tayo ng puwang para sa walang mauwian. So in English, let's make space for those who don't have anywhere to call home. So, di ba? And it's absolutely, it's very noble, I would have to say, di ba? Kasi Gege has always been very keen on championing the rights of the LGBTQ and of course representation and of course ensuring that the world is a safe space. I mean that's what we want for everyone, that at least he has a voice and he has a platform. And he was able to actually bring that to GSP with the conversations among the characters, as well as all the, let's say, the issues that they went through in terms of their family and with their friends and their exes. Ganon.
And it reminds me of what's happening also globally. Because if you watched Pose, it's like how the drag houses are formed. They're giving homes for those who don't have homes. They're taking people off the streets and putting them into a house, into a family created through drag. And if you go to the islands of Australia, Oceania, they also have something called the Sister Gals, wherein they're the indigenous people, wherein if they see us a kapwa Sister Gal, no, kunwari, you need food, you need clothes, you need shelter, we will give you that if you're a Sister Gal. Sister Gal is like their term for people part of the community. Either you're trans, you're homosexual. As long as you're a Sister Gal, you're part of us. You're part of our community.
Interesting. I didn't know that. And since you mentioned that, si Pao nga rin pala, he mentioned, and I guess he was being interviewed, he said that it's very important that the trans community is also represented, diba? I think he said something along those terms.
Yes, he did.
So, yun. And then attending activities or events which are related to Soji. So I think that's also one of the reasons why he got picked, because yun nga, parang he's not just an actor, but he is a member of the community, and he knows and champions the issues that the LGBT community fights for.
Yes.
So yun. So, are we looking forward to special part 2?
Oh naman. I'm ready for
Yes.
nostalgia again. Come on, bring it on.
I know. Anything else you want to say, guys, before we move?
Well, I just hope we could see Ate Judith again for episode 2. I
For
miss her
sure.
clips.
She was there in episode 1, no? Parang
Oh, she
there
was
was a
there.
clip lang.
Yeah.
Sa ending clip, nandun siya.
Yeah.
I also want to see an episode where they highlight the people in the production that are not
Yes.
necessarily inside the
Yes.
spectrum of LGBTQIA.
Yes,
Pero
yes.
yung mga allies nila on how
Yeah.
parang it's an extension of just ally things. Parang ganun.
Yes.
Agree, di ba?
Nice.
But we have Yesh Bursa here, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
Yeah, you will see me on episode 2.
Yes. Ma'am, i-plug mo yan. Sige, ikaw muna.
Huwag naman zoom in na zoom.
naglaro
Joke
na
lang.
naman siya.
Ang saya.
Ang saya.
to. Wait, try ko lang i-change yung layout ng content. Tingnan natin. Ay, walang
Ay.
nagbago.
And then, yung framing na nagbago ng
Medyo
content.
gumulan lang. Sige, let's talk about Stuck on You. Who wants to give it a go?
Hi.
Actually, ako nagulat ako. Hindi ko alam kung anong penaso. Kasi I didn't watch the trailer.
So how was it?
Ay, pero nanood ako ng
Yes,
live.
go.
So, parang,
Go.
I actually liked it. I mean, may chemistry pala sila. I mean, maganda nung sa live, hindi ko, kasi, sorry, hindi ko napanood yung whole thing. Pero kita ko, magaling naman sila mag-act. And then, yun, may chemistry sila. And, I know Ives na kasi I watched his show sa ABS. But then, oh my God, parang nag-switch na ako ng bias. Joke. Cute
Oh,
niya.
welcome.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Ang charming niya. I don't know if parang may thing talaga ako sa yung mga bebe na characters. Pero siya yung nag-shine for me sa episode 1.
Mm-mm.
He's so cute and then, yeah, medyo may pagka-pabebe nga yung character niya. And then, nung last scene ko na nagets, kaya pala stuck on you. Yung title.
Doon mo lang nalaman.
Pero yun, I mean, I definitely look forward to the episode 2. Medyo bitin nga lang, parang, yun na yun. Parang, sana mas nabigyan pa ng, siguro baka sa next episodes, ma-highlight yung like background ng characters na lang. Parang ano pa sobrang pahapyaw pa lang. Pero sa episode 1 at least, so super na-highlight si Iyo for me. And he's so cute.
Yes.
Oh my God. May bago na akong isa-stan.
Boy, congrats. So that's a
Yeah.
testament to Io's acting, no?
Acting,
Na he
yes.
made you change your bias.
Yeah.
So may mga nagsasabi na ang galing nilang dalawa, si Maple,
Actually, yeah.
ang galing
Yes.
ni Iyo, sa True, ang galing ni Iyo, and total transformation daw. Tama,
Yeah,
kasi Alan,
Yeah.
So,
he was like
from
a
Bang
best friend.
Allen.
Yeah,
For
Alan.
his, and then ibang-iba siya dito, which is so true. And I guess that's one of the reasons why he got the criticism, because people didn't like a femme soft character. But I guess he played it really, really well. That's why nagalit sa kanila, nagalit sa kanya.
And the live, they were asking if that was really EU sexuality. So people are defending EU or saying that no, EU's straight.
Napaisip sila, no?
Napaisip sila.
Yeah, it's a testament of how good he acts Parang on how believable. Pero although that the quote, parang the term believable should be taken with a grain of salt din naman. Na parang baka kasi, lalo na yung mga nanonood, no, pangunahan ng personal biases na medyo siguro hindi masyadong open and respecting. So
Yeah.
there are some thoughts na parang could have been kept within the body of whoever said it. Parang ganon. Para lang hindi wala lang.
The body of
Minsan
whoever
kasi,
said it.
the body of whoever said it. Diba, parang ano lang.
Restrain and control.
Yeah.
Restraint. Very true.
Yeah.
Well,
Pero
siguro, since we're talking about that, I just want to put my 2 cents on that. Kasi, di ba, parang the reason why this person actually gave that criticism is because the person is a fan of the Gervais and them, di ba? So the reason why he or she, I don't know, that person was targeting Iyo was because hindi daw sila bagay ni Ives. So that was the main reason. And I think ano na lang parang pinasok na lang na masyado kang malambot, etc. But I was really like, I think it was really just that person not wanting another ship for Ives, and that's just sad.
Yeah.
It should have been kept within the body of that person.
Yeah, the body of Sorry, wala na
So I'm
akong
gonna use that from now on. Seriously, I love it. Yes, Lan, sorry, you were saying something.
wala lang. I love how yung mata-mata school of acting ni EO, especially when Language by Mix Penix played that kind of music. Played para shit, Shia and Thai. Para ang galing niya. It reminded me, if you've seen Dom Guyot, Dom Guyot's music videos, he reminded me of Dom Guyot by the way he moves, the way he acts, especially with the kanta, how it's played. Kasi the similar genre, ganun na ganon. And what I was about to say is, ang kulit ng color blocking sa room ni Iyo, and it's all yellow, pinks, blues. And if you check yung nakabalot sa kanya, and I don't see what yung nakalagay sa baba, but I think it's all the colors of the pansexual flag. It's all there. Pati yung colors nila ngayon for the show, it's all the pansexual flag. It's pink, yellow, and blue. Kaya ang ganda ng color blocking nila.
Right.
It's a lot of pastel nga. I mean, even from Io's room, diba? Super, I don't know, how do you call that? Like preppy and bubbly and fluffy and femme.
Yeah.
Cute.
I know. And even, I would have to say, even yung mga expressions niya na nilalabas niya yung cheekbones, I mean, That's
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, yeah.
that's what you usually see from from some, well, at least what I've seen from some of the femme people that I know. Talagang yung pinapalabas talaga yung mga cheekbones and all of
Mm.
that. And then yung may landi sa camera, etc. I
Yeah.
think that was very cool because it was really, really playful. And it sort of like just sets it up na parang he's this kind of happy-go-lucky
Yes.
person. And, well, in terms of background, kasi sabi ni Ange kanina, no, sana malaman natin yung background. Yes, the highlight was Iyo talaga for this particular episode because we find out he's a barista and then he lost his job, so he's in the unemployment line, diba? And then he even played out, or pretend he did a pretend barista
Oo, with parang
sequence.
may Easter eggs doon for the three
Correct.
creators.
Yeah, yeah,
Si
yeah.
Bev,
Yes.
si Ken,
Si
si Ken and
Kendra,
si
at saka si
Patrick.
Patrick.
Tapos
Diba?
ang sabi nga ni Red or
Diba?
Dead sa Twitter, di mo ba na-research na Patrick ang pangalan ni Pancho?
Actually, hindi. Ibang name ang na-research ko. Pero hindi ko sasabihin kasi baka mahanap sila na hindi nila dapat
Oo.
Uh,
Ayun. So, we've been seeing comments sa chat. No? Sinasabi na, what do you call that? Oh, by the way, hi Shaki. Thank you for dropping by.
Hi, Shaki.
Hello.
I know that you're gonna react to the episode, so yes,
Oh, yes.
we'll watch out for that. And yun nga, sinasabi nila JK na total transformation, ibang-iba. And I wanna go back to
I
what May said.
haven't watched it.
Yeah. They're not gay, but they're very responsible actors. Yes.
Yes, yes.
And especially, di ba, EO being very vocal. No?
Yep.
I mean, they're both allies, and they both said it, no? Pero si EO kasi parang we've known him from way back, and the way that he talks about his character, and the way that he thinks about his character, and the way that he thinks about the community, I think it's very, very, very ally things. So really appreciate all that. Sige, May. May mga si May kasi. Even the panicky gay scenes, ang galing na mata-mata. Kasi they were very nice. Pretty much the
Yes.
entire time, no? Yes, very true. And let's see.
Yeah, kasi and the thing that that Ives was telling EO, that's actually I do the same kapag nagaganon ako minsan. If I have an attack na similar, I do the same thing. Parang pause, try to
That
move your
happened to you
fingers.
too?
Hindi naman ganong level, pero when I feel like I can't breathe, that's what I start doing.
Okay, since you brought that up, I actually have like a question about that. Kasi si EO, he experienced a panic attack, no? And then he was asked to do grounding techniques by Ives, no? Or by JM, Ives' character. So that made me wonder, like, how come he knows those things? And then
Yeah,
he
that's why I'm
basically
curious.
gave us an idea. He said, "Na well, that's what I was taught too." So I was thinking, number one, what was his situation? Why did he
Yep.
experience panic attacks?
Mm.
Ano ba yung nangyari? So I want to know that particular backstory. And second of all, parang I want to know who taught him that. Kasi he doesn't have
Yeah.
anybody else in the
His
house.
ex. So,
Oh,
But meron
pwede.
din yung experience siya sa first time niya.
Uy, pwede.
Yeah. Yeah, like how was he
Pwede,
like
no?
before?
Pwede.
Kaya siya nagka-panic attack din.
Yeah, that's why maybe he's very understanding, no?
Mhm.
But I think there might be something more there. I was thinking kasi parang yun nga, parang he's alone, there's somebody else in the house. So maybe something with his family, maybe, or or maybe an ex wherein sobrang na-attach siya at sobrang na-in-love siya, tapos nung iniwan siya, nagka-depression siya and anxiety.
Kaya siya naging jaded or what, no?
Yes.
Exactly. Kaya siya naging jaded and everything. So, I wanna know about that. Asan yung pamilya niya? Yun din eh. Parang, how did he become this character? How did he become this jaded person who always looks for hookups? And how did he get into exhibitionism? Kumbaga. Actually, maraming mga topics na bringing up dun, di ba?
Yep.
Sobrang dami. Yun nga, from the Tripper references to his quick quotes pa lang, ang gusto ko nga, I think three stuck to me, which are really heavy topics sa pagkikimayin mo. Yung consent bago galaw, okay,
Yeah.
nagago, basta't sigurado, another day, another lande. So those are 3 different topics, 2 different quotes.
Parang mga,
Short,
parang mga
pero heavy.
motto nga eh.
Oo, parang motto siya. And I love it. I love those quick whips. Ang galing. So easy to remember. Especially yung consent bago galaw. It is a good
Yes.
reminder in a way. Na at least he's careful like that. Na kahit gago daw siya, at least sigurado siya.
Yes.
Right. Hi, Nomeo. Thanks for
Nomeo.
being here. Tell us about your thoughts on Stuck Are You. Pero, I think, I now get to see a glimpse of the script, the kahabaan na script. Kasi there was one scene there, di ba? Parang they were both at the table. And then Ia started talking about clothes, being naked, and about the expectations and di ba, dictates of society. And then, parang cerebral eh. Which I can
Very
see from
cerebral siya. Oo.
which I can see from Direct Pancho, no? Kasi parang he's the type of person who would say something like that. Like, for me, for us, di ba, parang being naked, di ba, is a big FU to society who dictates that we should wear clothes, etc. and so forth. And then it's my singing, it's me. It's me being my true self. Parang ganun.
And you know na these people have explored already themselves in a way. They're mentally, spiritually. So they're kumbaga from Rocky and Judah, they're way past maturity already. Kumbaga, parang yun ang gusto nga mangyari ni Direct, diba? Na he wanted to create something more mature, more emotionally grounded, and this is it. And we're getting it already through the lines na binabato nila and through the amounts of wisdom and intelligence na nakikita mo sa words nila.
Right. So
every lande is a blessing.
Yes, a blessing.
Yes, every lande is a blessing. Another day, another lande.
True.
Tapos may mga pa-trivia pa tayo, di ba? Na more people die from drinking caffeine than they do from beer. May mga ganung bagay.
No, I love it. Ang kulit.
Tapos hindi pala totoo.
Nakakainis. Very true.
And did you guys see also the Easter eggs nila? Na have you seen Judah and Rocky?
Yeah,
there.
Then sa
phone. Yeah.
Parenting was right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of the photos, and this is something I asked kanina. Tinanong ko, yung naked body ba doon? Talaga bang kay Ives yun? Or was that a body double or something?
We don't know. Pero it's on his phone din or somewhere. Kasi lumabas siya. Ang galingan ng screen capture. Kasi remember he deleted the photo nila. Kung they're together. The photo before that is his profile picture in Chirper? Yung app na ginawa nila. Yun yung photo na yun. So alam mong recent siya. Or yun yung last photo taken.
Correct. Yeah. Ang lakas ng chemistry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tapos
baka nag-edging din sila.
Alay natin, nag-practice sila ng edges.
Nag-edges din sila.
Sa couch.
Sa couch. May couch naman dun eh.
May couch din.
Mainit na lang daw kasi walang aircon.
Very true. Okay, one of the things that I noticed would be, parang remember oh my God, ako lang pala siguro to. Remember in high school? High school ako kayo.
Let's see.
Ayaw ko sagutin, baka magalit ka sa akin, Mikey.
Hindi lang yan. Pero parang parang may baby oil sa buhok niya. Kasi it's always so shiny. And alam mo yun, yung hair niya.
Hair gel, gano'n.
O malay mo, oily talaga buhok niya.
Parang baby oil eh. I am not sure. Parang ganun yung dating sa akin, na naka-baby oil siya. Or maybe it's some, Play-Doh.
Slick yung style.
Yeah, right?
Pero kapag naturally oily yung buhok mo, it happens na ganun talaga.
That's true though.
Baka.
It reminds me of, anong tawag sa gel? Young's gel.
I don't think I've tried that.
It's, parang ewan ko siguro sa Rizal. I don't know if it's a Rizal thing, pero yung Young's, I think it's Young's, yung brand ng gel na ginagamit ng karamihan.
Nung bata pa ako, splash talaga yung ginagamit.
Wow.
Yung super tigas, na pag ginano mo yung bote, pero mabasag. Grabe yun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
what I liked about this episode is how, kasi Ives is already as an established actor coming
Yeah.
into this series. No, you already know him from his past projects. With Iyo, we aside from his TV ads, no, and social cards, we've seen him only from Cheat. So with this, the very striking first scene of Iyo acting the scene na sumasayaw siya and
Mm-mm.
whatnot yung
Right.
ginagawa niya in his inside his room. At ako personally, as someone who knows, someone who knows iyo, kapal mo ako.
Well, you do. Pero
Ayun,
you
si
know.
Clement na...
Clement, kausap ko si iyo kagabi, pero yun. As someone who knows iyo, as also new to the industry as well, nakakagulat no na he's very, it's a testament of how brave he is in taking in this role and how he's
Right.
up for the challenges kasi
And very mature.
yeah, and
Oo.
mature in how he handles it kasi for sure he knows how some people would react.
And take note,
Yeah.
that's according to Direct Pancho's tweet. Kasi I was tweeting while that was happening, the live. So sabi ni Direct Pancho, he answered that scene specifically where he danced, biglaan lang daw yung scene na yun. It was never planned.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
So the dedication of Iyo, as Mark was saying a while ago, grabe. And he did it unplanned. So imagine that.
So I want to see a dance off between Iyo and Paolo kasi si Paolo also had the dance.
Actually,
I know,
Me too. Ayun too.
yun yung naalala ko.
Yun yung bagong Battle of the Katipunan, yung UP versus Ateneo.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Nag-dag showdown bigla.
Oh shit, tapos mag-split si Pao sa gitnang ganyan.
Ay,
Diba?
Well,
It
That
really
clip was
makes me,
shown kanina. Yung pag
yeah,
Yeah, that's shown.
it really makes me wonder, anong laman ng bag ni Iyo?
Oh, whoa. That could be a question for our next live. What? Ay, gana.
Yeah, and
Tingnan
also,
natin.
diba, I don't know if I brought it up during the live nung natin with Iyo and Ives and Direk Pancho, or was it after the show na natinanong ko sila parang the set is 14 days diba? Parang, I mean the story is set for 14 or 15 days, diba? Pero paano yung damit? I mean, maghihiraman ba sila ng damit? And so that's one thing na dapat nating
Malaman.
diba?
True.
Very true.
And I think one of our questions noon was about the cactus. And I think that's why Reb is going to be attached to another cactus. Because I noticed Reb's cactus is yellow, pero yung hinahag niya dun sa kabila was green. Diba?
Was it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Akala ko
man.
is it yellow or is it because of the lighting?
I
I'm not
was
really
thinking
sure.
it was because of the
Alam ko
light.
it was yellow. So I'm not sure if it's really yellow or the lighting, but we will see in the next episode siguro.
Pero you have a point,
Yeah.
Lance. Kasi well, I initially thought that the one dun sa bahay ni JM, yung inahawak niya, is yellow. Pero this one was more yellow. Like, it was like
It was
glowing.
bright. It's glowing bright yellow.
I thought
Sharpie
it was
yellow.
lit from within eh.
Yes.
Alam mo yun? Parang, is that lit from within? May ano ba siya? May
Ilaw
bulb ba
sa
siya?
loob.
Correct, di ba?
Ikaw,
Hi, Pauline.
Hi,
Thank you,
Pauline.
Hi,
Pauline.
Pauline.
And hi, Ash. Hi, Ash, as well. Thank you.
Hi, Ash.
Give us your thoughts on Stuff on You. What did you think about it? Pero I think that they were cast really well for the roles. You know, they said in our interview na Yves was supposed to be Reb, and then Iyo was supposed to be JM. And then when they did sort of like that scene, or they acted it out, it was an hour, di ba? So nagpalit sila ng role. So parang you saw sort of like Iyo as sort of like an alpha. And then you also saw Yves as sort of like, okay, yung mas meek or timid kind of person. So they could actually play both roles really well.
Right.
Pero here, even when you watch them in the episode, parang you also see that they really fit that particular role that they're playing really well. So,
Yeah.
ang ganda ngayon, parang it's just, okay, so they're really flexible. Versatile.
Yeah, they're versatile. Yeah. Ang kulit. Kasi those who aired ngayon, like GSP, di ba? Ganun naman yung si the Pang Pangs. They could switch the roles if they wanted to.
Yes.
And they were
Yes.
playing for both then, if ever. They were auditioning for both roles.
You're auditioning for both, right? Absolutely. Pero I guess um, medyo in terms of height, parang mas bagay kay JM na mas matangkad. Bias ko lang yun, sorry.
For visual recall.
For visual,
For
correct.
visual
Yes.
recall, yeah, we're still in that headspace. Although there's nothing wrong with naman if
Of course.
the more effeminate character is mas patangkad or whatnot. Pero for in terms of in terms of to make it more, marketable.
Parang yung mas
and
dominating.
yeah,
yun. Kasi parang
parang
may looming effect eh. Especially
Yeah.
yung shot na yun sa bedroom, di ba? Parang I think
Yes,
take it from a
yes.
low angle. So parang it's sort of like, I don't know, it sort of like skews the depth
The height.
of your
Yeah.
perception a little bit.
It does.
And then it makes Yves like, woo! Talagang ang tangkad niya. Grabe.
mas
Diba?
siya, quote unquote predatory in a good and consensual
Yes.
way.
Correct. Uy, that's another thing, no? Sinabi niya talaga yun eh, na consent. What was the line?
Oo nga. Uy, consent bago galaw.
Consent
one of
bago
his
galaw?
lines.
Did you say that?
Oo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so Ash says, overall, the episode is great. I hope they tone down a bit their musical scoring since there are some scenes na hindi na I find na di na kailangan. And hoping they could have a better ending shot for episode 1.
I agree. Medyo bitin
I agree.
yung...
Bitin yung...
It's sabi nga, di ba, sabi ni JM, Reb is giving him blue balls now. So this episode also gave us blue balls on how bitin this episode is.
Yes.
But I kind of agree with the musical scoring. No? Ano lang. May
ako
certain
din.
instances na medyo loud. Parang yung live natin, medyo loud yung music.
May portion na parang,
Oo.
ano yan?
Ayan.
Yeah, and I think I agree at some point na as much as I like how the music that they chose dito, pero there are times na pwede naman nalang i-fade out na lang yung ibang kanta after playing it or keep it on the low na lang.
Yeah.
Yung labas-pasok ng kanta, parang ganun.
So
Ako naman,
overall,
for my part,
it's not a good
I didn't.
episode.
It was. But for me, the music, parang I actually didn't notice it or note it that much. So I guess for my part, parang hindi siya naging obtrusive for me at all. But I guess that's just me, no? Or maybe because I was watching it on a big screen and not with my headset or earphones. Pero yun, hindi siya nag-ano sa akin.
Very minor lang naman. I mean, even for me, it's very manageable. It's okay. It works na lang.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the ending, I think, for me, appropriate siya. Kasi yun nga, di ba? Parang the second episode would be when
they're already living
no
together.
choice. Correct.
Yeah.
No choice. We're gonna be together, etc. So I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna show the chat with the barangay. Kasi, di ba, talagang sila lang talaga yan for the entire thing. So there's not gonna be a conversation. Probably the start of the second episode would be opening the door, then coming in, and then saying, ano ba naman yan? Walang kwentang barangay. Ganun. Yeah, that's what I think. At least. Diba? Yun. What else? So,
In-open ng topic si Kwan, if we're going trifecta na, Ash is saying, yun, Mikey, out of topic lang, your thoughts on the Top Gun inspired quote, the poster of GB they released early.
bakit ako? Okay,
I think,
so,
diba,
Yeah,
they've been doing this since a while ago. I mean, if Raymond Isaac, this is all the photos from Raymond Isaac, who's a brilliant photographer. And I think they're doing twists on very iconic love stories or rom-coms.
Yeah.
Kasi they started with yung, ano yun? Yung Pretty
Pretty
Woman.
Woman.
Started with Pretty Woman, now they're doing Top Gun. And it's just a statement saying na we're trying to reinvent. That's my take on it. They're trying to reinvent classics into new stories, into BLs today. Parang ganun.
Right.
It's like what GSP did. Na they're doing retakes on. They were trying to do shots then on what they call this on
Different movies na.
different Filipino movies.
Yeah. But I have to say, look at Elijah Canlas here. Although
I know.
Coco is still very good looking. Pero look at Elijah. Oh my God.
My love.
Yes.
Siguro for my part naman, I don't know if this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. Pero what I feel kasi is parang, it's, I don't, well, number one, I don't know the the rationale behind all of these poster remakes. Diba? Kasi parang, um, and let's talk about Turbulence. Diba? Parang what they're doing is they're actually remaking or redoing posters of
Yeah.
old or established or well-known movies or series. Diba?
Yeah.
So, yun nga lang, parang I'm not, I don't know what the rationale is behind that. And if I do know, or if it was made known to us, then maybe I could understand it better. But for my part, kasi parang I thought that, well, when the first one came out, Pretty Woman, I thought, bakit Pretty Woman? And that was my initial thought. That was my
Yeah.
initial
Yeah, actually,
reaction.
same din.
Huh? Bakit Pretty Woman? And I was thinking, if this is a way for them to sort of like reclaim the stories, but Pretty Woman is there is no need to reclaim Pretty Woman, or
Yeah.
is it sort of like an homage to Pretty Woman? But Game Boys is not an homage to Pretty Woman. So I'm actually confused about all of these poster things, or of course posters that are coming out. Kasi yun nga, parang I don't know what the rationale is behind that. Now in terms of the
Baka pure
production,
marketing
Pero,
lang.
hindi, kasi sa
Baka pure marketing
maybe.
lang. Kasi visually,
Oo.
visually, ang ganda din.
Pero what if we stick, ako lang naman, I think it's a concept from Raymond Isaac from a photographer's point of view naman. I'm talking from a photographer's point of view kasi I've been a photographer din, na feeling ko ang peg niya are all these 80s and 90s movies, and let's turn them into BLs. Hence, you'd have Top Gun, you have Pretty Woman, maybe My Best Friend's Wedding, maybe puro ganon. If they stick to that consistency, I'm good with that. But if they dive into another era wherein they'd go and remake BLs of BLs, parang ibang usapan na yun. Kasi that's what Turbulence is doing. They were remaking existing BLs. Unlike
really
this
ba?
one, di ba? They did a remake of Together,
Sina Pupa.
si
Talaga.
Tale of a
Yeah,
Thousand.
yeah. A Tale of a Thousand. A Tale of Thousands.
Tale of
Wala
Thousand.
dapat na article.
Bitin talaga, nakakabati din.
Ay, nabibitin ako.
Oo, sabi nila, ang version daw natin, Tale of Thousand Islands daw yung sa atin. Mga ganun. Oo.
Ayun. Pero yun
So,
nga, I mean,
it could be a
I'm
concept
not-
lang.
Yeah.
Pero I'm not really sure then what they're going with it. Pero if it's ang assumption ko lang, they just want to, kumbaga, not man reclaim. I think I used the wrong term. They just want to remake or retell stories similar to those in another art form.
Pero
Like, what
that's
if-
my same that's the same parang thought I had with Turbulence. Parang at first I thought that the posters were related to the actual story of Turbulence. But then because they are remaking posters of existing stories, then I don't know what the story of Turbulence is about. And I know what the story of Game Boys is about. So I don't know how the story of Game Boys relates to Top Gun. So that's my disconnect there. I'm not saying that it's bad or it's wrong or whatever, because I don't know what the rationale is, and then they might have a really good rationale for it. Pero yun nga, parang I don't see how it connects to the story of Game Boys. Diba? So, I mean, again, that's just my opinion.
It's not and ang maganda lang naman with Game Boys kasi they already have a foundation of a story, and I think this is like a tribute or homage. Like if you're looking at the photography book or a magazine spread, I'm seeing this as if this was a magazine spread. Na you have Elijah and Kokoy, Game Boys in different iconic roles. Kasi they did that shoot before already. They did shoots like that already in fashion, wherein they remade movies or eras in one spread. It's a six-page spread of the same person. So ganun gino. I think they're doing the same thing with Kokoy, with Game Boys then, I think.
Yeah.
Ang difference lang nila with Turbulence has not been released yet, so wala pa silang strong foundation of what their story is, and they're confusing their audience with this so much posters.
Very
So
true.
Ano ba talaga story?
Exactly what happened to me. Like, okay, ano bang kwento nito? Pero regarding photo shoots,
Game Boys
Mara, I agree. I think that's the photographer's concept. Probably has nothing to do with the series, except for the fact that it involves Elijah and Kokoy. Pero that's also another thing, diba? Kasi parang, I'm thinking, I have a lot of respect for Raymond Isaac. So I was thinking, could he have, might he have been a bit more creative rather than just recreating posters? Alam mo yan, like parang
Mm.
wala
Wait,
na bang ibang possible concepts?
the
And
cute naman
again,
sa,
this is just me.
it, I just found it cute na rin um, with the creativity of that. Ang hirap kayo mag-pull ng
That's
outfits,
Yeah.
very
of
true.
period
That's very
outfits from the
true.
90s and 80s. Are you kidding
True.
me? Lalo yung jacket ni Kokoy, ni Elijah. Hello.
But are they really wearing the clothes though, or
And
is that
Yeah, I think
Photoshop?
they are.
I don't
they
know.
have, they're wearing the clothes. They have to pull
Yeah.
something similar from the same era. So, ang hirap nun
Okay.
maghanap minsan. So, creativity-wise, it's you have to, they're not copying the photo per se, but they're copying the same feel. Noon.
Yeah.
Yung medyo copied lang talaga was yung Pretty Woman.
Na
Similar, but
ano.
uh,
But for
pero
me, objectively speaking, kasi ano remaking posters, it's there's a fine line between, there's a fine line
yes,
between drawing inspiration versus plagiarism. And
yes.
ako I'm not gonna put my finger on it. I'm not gonna put my personal opinion on it. Parang objectively
Mhm.
speaking lang, GSP did it. Game Boys is doing it
Yep.
right now. Turbulence, ginawa din nila. Parang inisip ko lang na ako siguro, sabi ko hindi ko lalagyan ng personal opinion, personal bias ko, di ba? Pero ang opinion ko, sorry, sige na, maglalagay na ako ng opinion.
No.
Opinion ko lang, when GSP did it, it's because it is celebrated because it's tied with the story.
It's thematic.
It's
Yes.
thematic with the story. Tsaka the title of the series suggests
Gaya sa pelikula.
Gaya sa pelikula. Yeah. With Game Boys naman, sige, with Turbulence naman, when ang una ko kasi nakita yung ang una ko nakita yung A Tale of a Thousand Stars na related na poster na ginawa ng Turbulence. And with Game Boys nung nilabas yung Pretty Woman and now yung Top Gun, parang I don't wanna weigh in such I don't wanna weigh in such a way na parang I'm giving a free pass to Game Boys because I personally like it more than the previous production or the previous content where I've seen the characters of Turbulence were from. Parang ganun.
Okay.
I don't want to give Game Boys a free pass just because I grew fond of them already. Parang, pero if you look at it objectively, with the whole headspace and the whole concept of just recreating posters, they pretty much, in my opinion, they pretty much did the same thing. It's just that how the actors
presented
and
it.
how the production is resonating with the public, especially with our experience in watching Game Boys and experience in watching Lakan.
Actually, it also
Yun lang.
boils down on timing. It's a matter of timing.
Nagkasunod kasi.
I mean, for me, if Turbulence did that after providing the show, after doing the show, okay lang. Kasi we already have a backstory, we already have a foundation na, oh, this is Turbulence, and they're creating a tribute of all the Asad game. Parang, okay lang. Kasi we already have a foundation eh. But this time, they're doing it before the series wherein we don't even know, ano ba sila? Are they like Gaya Sa Pelikula? Are they like Theory of Love? Who also did the same thing, wherein they copied series posters then for each episode. Pero with that, they don't even have a strong foundation. With Game Boys, kaya I'm waiting just for Game Boys lang for the first cover, yung cover page nila. Kasi this was a six-page magazine spread. There's a cover page that would say Elijah and Kokoy in iconic roles, something similar to that concept. Kasi you'd see the following: Pretty Woman, Top Gun, My Best Friend's Wedding, maybe. So it would make sense. It would make sense if we see that as a magazine. Kasi it's Raymond sa akin.
Ano lang eh. And they even did 50 Shades, right?
With Turbulence, they did 50 Shades. So
Game Boys,
Game Boys din.
Yung black and white. Na
Kaya Isaac din ba yun?
I
Or was it an
think that
edit?
was 50 Shades then. That was an actual poster, I think. Oh my God, now I don't know. Pero yun nga.
Ang galing kasi ng mga fans eh. So you don't know sometimes if it's made by a fan or is it really shot.
It's so true. Now I'm doubting if it was done by what do you call this? By idea first.
Or it was done
Um,
by idea first. We
Mm.
don't know.
oh, lumabas yung names natin. How did that happen? Okay, I didn't do anything. Oh my god.
Naglalaro po ulit si Mikey ngayon. Pagpasensya niyo po.
Is this ano? Is this
No.
official?
Ayun,
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
Okay,
official.
now I'm doubting it. It's
Is
Call
that
Me by Your
Jakey?
Name. It's Call Me by Your
That's calling
Name.
by name. Is it Jake?
Yes.
I don't know if it's Jakey. Oh my god, I don't know
It's
anymore.
photo by Parsing.
Oh, Parsing is
Parsing.
a magazine.
Magazine.
Oh my god,
So,
so,
yun, di ba?
alam mo yun? Yun.
Wait. That's an
Ah,
old shoot. That's an old shoot. Tapos ang I think Jakey or someone added the fonts to make it look like Call Me By Your Name. Kasi gawain nila yun. I mean, some of the fans love to do that. And we know Jake is really great
but
at
it's
doing that
under
hands down.
KTX now.
Okay.
Sabi ni
This is what you're
Jakey,
saying.
it's under, yes, that's what I'm saying. Is it Idea First or someone else?
KTX.
So sila yung gumagawa, even the
Sila-
Call Me By Your Name is by KTX.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting. So alam mo yun, okay. Pero yun nga, why, was there a memo that they should do movie posters? Kasi parang now we're seeing a lot of movie posters being remade or being
I don't know. Pero I just hope that they get
get
rights.
over this phase soon.
And they get rights also for the posters, especially. I think yung iba public domain already, like Top Gun, Pretty Woman, because they're old already. Pero
Yeah.
that's why Turbulence was under fire because he did remakes of Together, So
Recent.
Tale of Thousand Stars, which are not even part of the public domain yet. Hence, people were tagging during that time GM and TV. Parang, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Right. So I was thinking actually, na parang for Game Boys, maybe something more related to, I don't know, gaming, I guess.
I was hoping they do that. Na,
Resident Evil, ganon.
Or
Warcraft. I don't know.
Game
si
night.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man,
Diba?
Donkey King, Super Mario
Mario.
Brothers. Sila si Mario and Luigi.
So JK is saying maybe they should have released it as photo shoots and not as posters.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Diba?
Yes. If it was photo shoots, I would have understand. I would have got the concept.
Absolutely. Kasi yun nga eh. I mean, in an age where people are very critical and
Yeah.
everything is on Google. Parang you have to give us a rationale, I guess. Di ba? So,
Oo.
Yun lang.
medyo na-sidetrack tayo, guys.
Oo.
No?
Hindi lang medyo.
Okay lang. Na-trifecta. It's a good
So that's
trifecta topic.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you guys in the chat, have any other topics that you want to talk
Yeah.
about.
Which
or-
brings me, I also remembered something.
Yeah.
We've seen so many BLs already. If
Mhm.
in the onset of the different waves of BLs here in the Philippines or even abroad, no. Pero ako ang kapal naman ng mukha ko if I want to say na I want to challenge na yung mga productions. Pero the posters are coming like the official posters na hindi yung remake of different movies or series na nire-refer nila are coming a bit repetitive with the poses. I just how I see it. Medyo
Yeah.
paulit-ulit na yung akbay, yung baliktad, yung yung mga nakikita ko lang na posters are coming very similar in terms of the colors used, of the font, even of the fonts used, of the poses of how they did the poster. Para lang sana lang to set it apart, really, if they really want to set their series or film even apart from the rest. Sana lang mas magbigyan ng more thought into how they would market. Kasi it's basically marketing. Kasi you have to find the perfect balance between originality and introducing a new concept versus naman recall of the public on what is familiar already. So there's this fine line, and it's very hard to tread in this very fine line. So sana lang mahanap siya ng mga productions para inaiiwasan yung mga yung mga discussions like just what happened with Turbulence and the onset of the Game Boys thing.
I think that they're going with that kasi yun nga, tried and tested na yung formula eh. Back in my previous company, we actually sort of like did a mini discussion about rom-com posters. And then when you look at rom-com posters, they're very, very simple.
Yes.
Like the colors, the posing, alam mo yun, the male, the female, and all those things. And you would rarely come across a rom-com poster which does not fit that mold. So I guess ganun din sila ngayon eh. Parang yun nga, parang okay, so this works. So let's just go with it. Or there's already a template, so let's just go ahead and follow that. But I agree, no? Parang I don't recall in recent memory any poster that really sort of like grabbed me and made me think. Alam mo yan? Parang,
Ako yung
meron.
posters ng I Told
talaga?
Sunset. I Told Sunset About You.
well, those are actually very ano eh. Kasi again, yung baliktad, which is also done by Boys Lockdown. That's why na ano sila eh, na sort of like na call out.
Baliktad
Not really
pala.
call out. But they were
Nauna
told
sila.
na ginaya, di ba? Kasi yun nga eh, may mga baliktaran and then water, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and the funny thing was, Boys Lockdown na una before that. They released their poster before.
that's true. And I think the photo shoot was done like way back.
Yeah.
Way before pa. Oo.
Ano yung poster Maki na gusto mo i-mention?
13.
Ah,
The
yes.
marketing of 13.
I love the
With the-
marketing
with
of
the-
those.
Na nag-vandalize. That's actually
Oo,
very
I really
smart.
like it.
It's actually very
I
smart.
love. Tapos may mga video
ano,
footage pa sila.
so
Ang galing ng marketing
yeah.
nila.
So it shows
Very
how
cool.
it shows how creative the minds are behind the marketing of 13. Kasi parang 13 is set in a world where it's post-apocalyptic, 'di ba? Or apocalyptic pa nga on the onset of apocalypse. Pero 'di ba, parang to put it out in real life na we see billboards na vandalized or we see you see collaterals in public that are somewhat and somehow reminiscent of what it is inside the world of 13. Since we're not, and hopefully we don't ever come across that point na mag-aabot tayo sa ganun. Pero since we're not in that situation, parang you can easily see it sa public eh. 'Di ba? Parang you see there's a big billboard na vandalized. You see it in public very easily. So yun lang, parang that's how natutuwa lang ako on how they market the series or the anime. Anime na ba siyang matatawag? Anime, 'di ba? Animation.
Animation na siya. And it's
Animation.
and it's a worldwide animation in a way kasi you have people from China, India, Korea, the Philippines, the US collaborating on this. Like your animators are from Korea and the Philippines. Your voice actors are from the Philippines. Your writers are from the Philippines. You've got people from Tokyo helping with animation too and productions and marketing. And you've got main actors in the US. So they're all around. They're spread around.
Yeah. And they're dubbed in very different languages. Nakita ko yung
Yes.
although di ko pa
Yes.
pinapanood, pero nakita ko yung end credits.
Yeah.
Haba ng end credits kasi bawat language ng dubbing nandun sa end credits.
Oo, ang galing. Yun lang. As much as I want to introduce you guys to Trece siguro next time na lang.
Next time,
Sa ibang
next
live.
I will watch tomorrow.
Kasi I've read the comic books. I've loved it since 2000 and
Oh.
2000 way before. So I think it was first released 2005. And literal, they were printed out paper, stapled. Ganun ang itsura niya. Those were the first release na comic books. And I was on the second wave wherein I got them already in National Bookstore. They were already hardbound already. Or softbound.
Mhm.
And on the shelves. On National noon time.
Right. Nakita ko siya before. Nakikita ko na siya way before sa mga book stands, sa mga graphic novel stands. Pero ako kasi hindi ako masyadong fan ng comics. So hindi ko siya masyado pinapansin. Pero I don't know, is it too late na maghanap ngayon kasi
And then meron just go
Malamang wala na. Kasi
meron login to
napakyaw.
Shopee. Login to Shopee. Meron sa Shopee. Shopee, meron.
Saan daw
Promoting.
meron, Ange? Saan, Ange?
San Ange meron?
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ako nagbabasa ko.
Shopee.
Sa Shopee.
Sa Shopee, under Comiket, meron sila. If you're interested. Kasi we were looking for that from Meow. Meron silang volume 1 and 2 sa Comiket.
Just like, it's just like, what do you call it? Umbrella Academy. Di ba it's also set from a series of graphic novels? Tapos ginawa
Yes.
nilang isang
Yes.
series. So, yeah.
Very true.
Ay, ang sarap tuloy mga rap. I'm hoping, siguro in the far future, someone picks up my book. Maging ganun din. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Super.
Let's manifest.
Diba?
Let's manifest that.
Manifest mo yan.
Kaya it brought out the inner excitement na, I could see a future for my book if someone picks it up, at least. Because if there was one person who got interested in Trece, we just fall on the same line, iba lang yung atake ko, iba lang yung world building ko, but we are from the same universe, in a way.
Right. But have you seen it, Lance? Have you watched even the first episode?
Hindi pa, I'm planning to watch it tomorrow with Vic.
Ako din tomorrow kasi
Siguro rin tomorrow. We'll binge watch it.
Bishi.
Medyo
Bishi.
Medyo bishi
Yes.
talaga.
True.
Yeah. So, are we going back or
Yeah.
you wanna?
Oo nga, no? Ano ka pinag-uusapan na? Ayun, stop.
Oh, go back on Stop on You. Go back on Stop on You.
Sorry
What's your go-to milk? What's your go-to drink or coffee? Kung
Oh
barista,
my God.
kung si Iyo ang barista mo, what's gonna be your order?
Go-to drink is tea, especially these days. Talaga. My current favorite is yung honey, citron, and ginger.
Oh my God, that's what I'm
So-
drinking, Mike.
Di ba? Kasi, I don't know, masarap yung hagod niya talaga. And, may kagat siya. Lumalaban siya. So that's why. That's my
Parang si
favorite
Best
drink.
pala yan, nangangagat.
Uy,
Ay.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, 2 bites of Ibes, flat white, chamomile tea.
That's not stop too. Oh my God.
Yes.
Ay, gusto mo ng 7 bites. Parang kay Bev na 7 pumps lang.
As many as possible. Basta, may pambawi. May ganon.
Ikaw, Ange, what's your go-to
Ito,
drink?
Ansha.
Vanilla latte.
Oh.
Ang taray, vanilla latte.
Pero addict ako sa coffee so...
Yeah, ako din eh. Walang specific go-to na yun at yun. Parang I want to try different. Parang I can try different ang tawag yun? Concoctions? Anong tawag doon? Different
Contraptions.
blends?
Joke.
Contraptions,
Yeah.
concoctions.
Different blends or what? Yeah.
Blends,
Pero,
right.
Ano ba? It depends on the weather. Kapag mainit, I would go for ice blended or I'd go for over ice.
Yeah.
Pero kapag hindi, syempre sa hot. Pero kapag sa bahay, since I have an espresso, I really like yung mga it's also although Nespresso siya pero Starbucks
Yung nasa ano?
yung
Yung,
font.
Capsule.
The blonde blend ng Starbucks for Nespresso. I really like it. Pero sa coffee shop, I would really go for
Kung tipid kayo, initin niyo yung milk and then siguro 1 spoon of Nescafe Gold tapos konting sugar. It's magical.
Parang yun yung
Boy, surprised ako na Nescafe Gold. I would expect na
Tinuro
maximum
mo kay
iniinom mo.
Ay,
tinuro
oo
mo
nga.
kay
Oo nga.
Maya.
Napag-usapan niya pala natin.
Diba?
Ikaw, Lance, ikaw nagtanong eh. Ano?
I usually go, kasi medyo hindi na kaya ng son ko yung coffee and tea minsan. Or else you'll expect me to go to the bathroom every a few minutes. So I go with juices na lang. Like yung sa, I think yung medyo ganun na nga. Like,
Hibiscus?
yung hibiscus, yung may pang hibiscus na
Pomegranate pearls.
yung mga pomegranate pearls.
Hibiscus tea with pomegranate pearls.
Or I think the most fruity thing. Alam na alam, ha?
Kasi yun din yung yun din yung go-to ko nung college kapag ayoko kasi ng kape ng college kasi hindi ako nakakatulog. Kasi wala na nga akong tulog, di pa ako makakatulog. So yun, nung college,
Ang
yun
hirap
yung
nun.
go-to.
Nag-flip tayo. I used to drink coffee in college until my first few years in work. Then suddenly,
Ako
naging acidic yung son ko.
ngayon ako nagko-coffee while working. Kasi wala kang choice, you have to drink coffee.
Oh, lalo
Ako
sa amin
wala,
yun.
parang ever since malala, heavy coffee drinker ako. Like, I can do thrice a day, pero nagka-problema ako sa acid, so
I know the
once.
feeling, Ange.
Ay,
I know the feeling.
Pero pasaway once na lang, kahit bawal. Actually, bawal sa akin coffee, pero uminom pa rin ako.
Oh, ang masarap, ang mahirap the account that we handle has free coffee, serves coffee talaga from the Netherlands.
Oh.
So, good luck naman, and it's so good. Kaya sinulat ko ng first 3 years. After na na-realize ko, hindi na kaya sa wala na. Kasi,
Kami lang, kaya namin. So,
only
padala-
coffee yun eh. I can tell. Hiwa-hiwalay na kami eh.
Pero do you guys know yung, anong tawag, copy ko, what's the number? 75, 45, 69, tsaka, a number?
Kaya na.
Yun nasa bote. I forgot.
I don't
know. So sorry.
Honestly,
Pero
don't
yun,
know.
there was one time na nag-send sila ng parang I think we got them as a sponsor for an event ng college. Yun. Although di ako masyadong mahilig sa coffee, minsan umiinom pa rin ako. Parang I challenge I don't do this. I don't recommend doing this. I challenge myself to drink as many as I can nung coffee ko number
Oh
na yun.
no.
Nagpapalpitate talaga ako, ma'am. Na I can feel
Pero
my
may
heart.
chismis din na nakakapalpitate talaga yung one bottle nun.
Yeah,
Yung
it's,
specific drink. Yeah.
nakakaano siya. I can feel my heart pumping. Hindi naman out of my chest, no? Pero I can feel it pumping ganyan. So I had to lay
In
down
your
and drink
ribs.
so many water. So,
Yes. O Gaviscon daw after coffee.
oh my God, may kukwento ko sa inyo. May naalala ko. Sobrang weird ng commercial ng Gaviscon, di ba?
Bakit?
Which
Hindi ko alam.
one?
Ano yun?
Which one?
Do you want to see so many men inside you and yung host niya white, di ba? Kasi parang,
Yeah.
Okay.
so,
I thought it was funny.
parang, nung una ko siya napanood, medyo, okay. Tapos nung parang second thought, parang, oh my God, it's kind of inappropriate for at least how I see. Yeah.
Do you guys want a rainbow face mask?
Oh, ang kaya naman pa, may pa-question.
Yes.
Yes, why not? Meron ka? Mag-sponsor ka?
Hindi. Pero sa Shopee Lazada daw eh. Sabi niya. I think it was Ken who said,
Akala ko papadalat mo ka.
Yung
Kaya
katulad
nga
kay
eh.
Iyo.
why would I do that? Oh, hindi talaga. Ay, sorry. Mali yung question. Pasensya.
Oh,
Pero
may
no.
pagtanong.
Siguro if we met up, yeah, probably I'd bring. May ganun. But I
Are
don't
they
have.
washable?
The thing is, parang I have 2 boxes at home, and they're not even like a third used up. Alam mo yun? Kasi ang dami ko talaga eh. And then I bought pa from a friend kasi it's sort of like a fundraising thing. So technically I have 3 boxes just for me at home. And I'm not using it all the time kasi I rarely go out, diba? So if I buy yung rainbow ones, parang they're just gonna stock up at home. So
yeah.
sayang
Or
naman.
are they disposable, washable, or cloth
Yeah,
I'm not
made?
sure. Pero the ones that EO is wearing, I think are disposable. Kasi they look
Disposable,
disposable naman. Yeah. Very interesting. Ayun. Tapos what else about basta pag si EO super pastel. Tapos pag si medyo solid colors yung ginagamit.
Sobrang evident nga.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
I like
sabi
that.
mo, Ange?
Evident daw yung
Evident.
Okay.
Yung,
Yeah. Absolutely, di ba?
I like how the production pays attention to detail, especially nung sinabi ni JM na kung gusto mo matulog sa baba, pwede, pero mainit. O kaya dito ka sa kwarto, pero sa lapag, tas malamig. If you will notice, yung aircon, nakabukas talaga siya. Diba? So, yung mga ganong very small details,
Interesting.
binibigyan nila ng pansin. And also, there's this one particular scene sa Stuck in You, episode 1. Yung, they're drinking, diba, nagbi-beer or nagdi-liquor si JM, tapos nagka-coffee si Reb, no? Tapos ayaw niyang patabihin, diba?
Right, dun ka.
Oo, parang nagsiset siya ng boundary. So, dun ako medyo nalito ng konti. Siguro in the next episode, sana masagot yung kalituhan ko. Yun, nagset siya ng boundary, pero after literally like 1 to 2 minutes, nagpicture sila together. Yun lang, medyo lang siya. Medyo may disconnect ng konti. Pero, hopefully, masasagot yun kung bakit medyo in and out yung personality.
Actually, hindi ko rin pala na-gets bakit niya dinelete yung photo. So, bakit, kayo ba gets niyo?
No, I didn't get that either.
He wants to get rid of him na di ba? Parang
kasi it's
done and dealt with.
Another day, another landi. So,
okay.
It's not for long lasting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's true. So parang, okay, I get it. So he posted that photo just to let people know na I'm with someone. But then once the deed is done and once the conquest is proven, pwede nang i-delete. Ano?
Pag naisuko na ang bataan.
Correct. Lipat na kayo sa Cagayan. Ha? Ano ba? Hey, Maya.
Ay, Maya.
Ano sabi?
Intelligent.
Oh, really?
Hindi ka?
Nasa TV na ako, ma.
Ako rin, nasa TV ako. Ano, no?
Nanonood ka din. Yes. Saan niyo pinanood? Sa phone, sa TV, sa computer, sa...
We watched it sa TV. So, yun nga, I didn't wear a headset.
Hati.
Sa laptop.
Hindi hati. Half sa phone, half sa TV.
Anong una sa TV, pero...
Lumipat siya sa phone.
Hindi ko marinig yung ano.
Nung nanonood ka ba, Mikey, sa TV, may... Ako kasi, ewan ko kung TV ko ba may problema or what. Pero hindi ko natatanggal hindi ko matanggal yung Arabian na subtitles.
Ay, oo, meron talaga.
Oo, meron talaga.
Wala rin captions off.
Meron.
Tapos, hindi ko ma-off yung caption sa TV. Tapos pag-check ko sa phone, pwede ko siyang tanggalin. So parang, saan ako manonood sa phone, sa TV, sa iPad, sa laptop? So ginawa ko na lang. Tiniis ko na lang, hindi ko pinapansin yung Arabian, Arabic na subtitles sa phone.
Wala pa nga daw English sub, sige reklamo sila.
Pero nauna yung Arabian songs.
Yung Arabic subs.
Okay. Oh, another thing that I'm wondering about. Yeah, within the 14 days, will Reb still lose his virginity to JM?
Oo nga, no?
Pero
Kasi wala naman silang ginawa.
Correct. But I think it's gonna happen kasi I think in one of the lives, sinabi na may naganap at some point or another. At saka ito pala si Des, ang hilig mag-spill ng mga bagay-bagay. Ako. Anyways, another topic yun.
We'll find out on the next live.
We'll find out on another live if there's gonna be like a revelation from Ives.
Yes.
Na naman siya.
Pablupot sa naman siya, Diyos ko.
Right.
Oh, guys. Nag-post si Iyo. So, may binalita. Nag-post si Iyo. He'll be playing polo. He'll be playing polo and Destination. Destination yung movie, yung series ata.
Is that yung, Aita siya? Or Aita story?
Cute niya.
I'm not sure, pero he doesn't look like one here. So, I'm not sure.
Right. Baka naman maano siya,
Oo nga eh.
Ayun. So, I guess that's what we have to say. Mayroon pa ba kayo, guys? Kasi, chikahan na lang tayo.
I'm good. Oo nga eh. Sorry sa mga nanonood. Nagchichikahan na lang po kami.
Thank you guys, ha. But if you guys wanted to talk about something else, okay rin lang. Anyway, free-flowing naman yung conversation natin.
Wait, I just looked at Destination. He's not playing an Aita. I think two people are Aitas. Wait, ang ganda ng cast nila. You have supporting cast na Aita talaga.
Oh, yeah?
Ang colorful ng cast. I love. Now I'm curious kung yung destination.
Which production studio is it?
Studio Empero Cuarto.
Empero 4.
Oh, that's a new one, I guess.
Okay, let's find out.
Although I like the poster so far. It's very
It's very Friends.
It's very international din. Kasi
Kasi
the
Friends meron
casting...
ganyang poster yan sila.
You remember yung group... Have you seen the group photo nila multicultural sila? Ito yun. With the one with Iyo and another guy na actor. Ito yung photo, ito yun. That was Destination.
Oh. Mikey was going for Friends. I was going for a fashion shoot. Like, straight forward, zero gravity.
Actually, pwede siyang ad ng Uniqlo.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
United Colors of Benetton. Mga ganun.
Very true. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of posts, my post rin si Direk Pancho. And he mentioned this naman in our after show chat. He said, stuck on new episode 1, opening scene, nakahiga lang sila spooning. Yung harap ni Yves Flores kay Iyo Canlas, hindi ko sinabing gawin niya. Hindi rin nagbigay ng ganung instruction si Beverly. Natural lang, talagang nangyari. O, diba?
Oh.
I guess when they really get into character, diba?
Yeah, you see how immersed the actors are for the characters that they portray.
Very true, very true, very true.
Yes. So
Although,
it makes us hope for the best with the coming episodes, episodes 2 to 8.
Correct. Sabi nga ni Yves, di ba? Parang, makikiligin, papaiyakin. Ano ba yung isang word? Kasi na-mention niya like twice. And,
basta alam ko maraming hugot yun eh.
Yes.
Pero yan. Yeah, definitely. So we're looking forward to episode 2. Medyo nabitin tayo sa ending ng episode 1.
Hindi lang talaga medyo, may...
Hindi cliffhanger yung may nagsabi kanina. Right. But then again, we'll see how it goes. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series.
Yes.
So nakatingin talaga ako sa sarili ko sa big screen.
Sorry,
so that's it. Anything else?
I'm just researching on yung destination ni Iyo Canlas, yung next yung sinasabi niya. And I just realized one of his co-actors is Judith Manap. If you're familiar with the Aita Beauty Queen na competed, she's one of the leads of this series. So now I'm intrigued and curious. Kasi
hopefully it's taken responsibly.
Yes, responsibly. And mukhang it would be. Kasi two of their leads, one of them is Judith and the other is paano lalaki.
At ang cute na lalaki.
Personal bias. Wait guys, kasi minimension niyo si Iyo. Pumunta ko talaga sa profile niya sa Twitter. And then nakita ko yung post ni Nico. Nag-order talaga siya ng empanada. And then Iyo retweeted
I know.
Oh my God. Abby empanada was my fave. But the beef empanada was also good.
Oh my God.
Gusto ko na tuloy mag-order din.
Order ako. Punta na lang ako. Punta ako Makati.
Okay, laban. Okay, so there's nothing else in the chat. And I guess that's it for us. Tama ba?
Yes, we've been talking about GSP, Stuck on You. We've even went to Game Boy, Stress,
Turbulence,
Destinación.
And empanadas by Holy Smokes.
Correct. Holy Smokes Barbecue PH. They're located in Poblacion. So you guys can check out their Instagram accounts and you can order and have their food delivered.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. Thank you very much, guys. And syempre kay Yesh Borse for gracing us with her presence. So maraming salamat, Angge, for being here. We miss talking to you din. So sana mabuo ulit tayo sometime.
Next week, yes.
Yes, or when things get less crazy and everything. Pero yon, thank you very much guys for being here with us. So just go ahead and follow us on our social media. It's down below. Follow and subscribe, Brew Hobby Squad. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. And actually, we have a Facebook account as well, but better if it's on YouTube. And our personal deets are there as well. So you can go ahead and send us a message. You can retweet this live. You can also subscribe to our channel. And hit that notification bell to be updated on our latest videos and lives. Whoa, my God.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for spending some of your Friday night with us. So we'll see you again next time. Thank you. Stay safe. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend!
Hinahanap ko yung closing video natin. Okay, bye.
Nagabang rin ako ng background music.
Okay, bye. Ayan.